What's going on, guys? Josh here with Shua Photography, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a backpack setup for travel and what I'm using for my traveling with all of my camera gear. And I'm going to go over exactly what I'm taking on this trip when we go on a Royal Caribbean cruise. What backpack am I talking about? Well, if you read the description, the Peter McKinnon 25-liter camera backpack. I do have to start this video off by stating that I got this for free from Nomatic. They're not paying me to say anything. I've actually had this thing for 5 or 6 months now. They weren't rushing me to make a video, and actually they didn't even ask me to make a video. But I'm gonna do it anyways because I've had some time with this bag and I really wanna give you guys my opinion on it, as well as show you how I'm setting it up for my upcoming trip to the Caribbean with my family. So this backpack I've had for several months and I haven't done a review on it because I really wanted to put it through its paces, try it in different scenarios and all of that. So I've had this since March, since WPPI. As you can see, it's dirty. I haven't washed it. I didn't want to wash it. Wanted to show you that I've actually used this backpack. So I do really like this backpack. There's a couple of things that I'm going to touch on later in the video as to what I don't like about this backpack, but I am going to talk about what I love about this backpack. So for those of you who don't know, the company Nomatic is who makes this backpack, and they partnered with Peter McKinnon a couple of years ago, and they made a 35-liter, which is a much larger backpack than this one. This is the 25-liter pack that they put together with Peter McKinnon. It's geared for photographers. So what do I love about this bag? The build quality is fantastic. This thing is super heavy duty. I have a photographer friend here local that had the original, the 35-liter one, and they ended up having some issues with the zipper strings breaking. They sent it into Nomatic, they replaced it, repaired it, whatever, and he's super happy. He's been happy with his. So far, I've been really happy with mine. The build quality is fantastic. I love the styling, and I love the fact that it stands on its own. The bottom of this bag is flat, and it's well balanced to where it literally just stands up on its own. Most of the other backpacks, unless they're on wheels, don't stand up like this. So I do really like it. Really heavy duty straps, and it's got a little clip on here. Super nice bag. So usually the way I use this bag is this is what I take the majority of my gear in on a session day. So on a shoot, this is gonna have my primary bodies, it's gonna have my primary lenses, it's gonna have pretty much everything I'm gonna need for a shoot, minus light stands and lights. On like a wedding day, this is gonna have both of my bodies. This is gonna have my 35 to 150. It's gonna have my 85. Gonna have my 35. Gonna have my 20 mil. Gonna have my macro lens. It's good. This holds so much gear, it's ridiculous. And I'm gonna get into how I'm packing this for my trip. That's gonna have every piece of gear that I'm taking. Granted, the kit that I am taking is not what I would take on a wedding day, obviously. This is my travel setup. So I'm gonna have the Nikon Z30. I've got some of the smaller lenses that Nikon makes for the Z series system, and I'm gonna go over all of that when we dive into this. Let's open this thing up and find out. Okay, so here is the top of the bag. So we're gonna start by just opening up the top so you can see. So this is the main access pouch for all of your accessories. So this is accessible no matter where you're at, no matter how you have the backpack and stuff like that. This is your easy access pouch, okay? So I'm just showing you this right now. I'll end up flipping this thing over and we'll go over what's in here once we do that. You're gonna lay the backpack down on its front, okay? On the front of it. That's why the front of this thing is so dirty. But what you're gonna do is you're going to just open up this back hatch here, okay? And you'll see, bam, Okay, so I'm gonna center this up a little bit. All right, so this is the access to what I just showed you. So that top pouch over here is where all of this stuff is housed. In this top pouch, I have just a little DJI tripod handle that I use. I have the DJI Pocket 2, which has the do-it-all handle so that I can record audio straight into this. I have another little handle that I give to my daughters with one of the GoPros. So I have those in here, and then I have this battery bank. This MyCharge battery bank is super cool, especially for traveling, because it's all in one. So you plug this into the wall, you've got a USB-A and a USB-C port over here, and while this is plugged into the wall, you can charge both of the devices that you have plugged into here, as well as it has built-in charging cables for both Lightning for the iPhone and USB-C for the Androids and the new iPhones. But basically it just has all of this stuff built in, so it's super neat to have because it serves dual purpose. So this plugs into the wall as your wall outlet, and then you can charge up to 4 devices at a time, as well as this has an internal battery bank. And I don't remember what amp hours it is, how many milliamp hour battery is inside of this, but I'll put that over here somewhere. But I love this little thing. I think it's gonna serve us really well. And then I have the Insta360 X3 that I've got in here. I also have both the GoPro Hero 7 Black and the Hero 11. So I have those. They're currently, to keep them safe, I keep them on a dual mount on here. This is a super tight case. It's not made for this, but I have both of the GoPros mounted on this dual thing. I'm actually going to be doing a test on the difference between the Hero 7 and the Hero 11 on this trip. Give both of them to my daughters and see how they go. I have the triple bay charger for the Hero 7, as well as an extra USB-C cable in here. That's the majority. Oh, I've got some Excedrin migraine up here. And then here's the DJI mic for the Pocket 2. So I'll put all that stuff back in a little bit. Now onto the main pocket, and all of this is customizable. Everything folds. You've got a bunch of additional stuff that you have to purchase for sectioning off of this. I have this little tripod thing that's on a ball head by a company called Frio, at least the ball head is. I got it off of another adapter, actually, what I'm using to do the overhead shot on this. I love this ball head, so it stays with me wherever I go. And then I have a mount for a light and the Movo VXR10 on here that I can connect to my Z30. So for the Z30 for vlogging, I have the Viltrox 13mm f1.4 Z lens. So what I do is I just take this and I mount it right onto the top here. And then we've got the 13mm lens, which gives me roughly 20mm equivalent on the crop sensor. Plug this in, and I've got my vlogging set up. So there's the vlogging set up there. Then I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro that lives right here with its Flymore combo with the 3 batteries and the controller. And then I have a bunch of accessories up here. So I've got a cleaning cloth, I've got a blowout thing, I've got some wireless mics over here that I can plug into the Z30 if I want to. Those are the Synco G2 wireless microphones that I've used for quite a while. I have my Godox trigger for my lights. I've got some extra propellers and stuff for the drone. Extra microphones. Oh, and then lenses. I still have more room that I could fit stuff in here. Taking the 13mm Viltrox, I'm taking the 28mm f2.8 Z lens, the newer 28mm 2.8 Z lens, taking that one. Longer focal length, taking the 40mm f2. I love this lens. All right, so now that we've looked through what's in the bag, you see what I've got up here. Let's go ahead and close this thing up, and I'll go back out to the wide shot and talk to you guys about what I don't like about this bag. So now let's talk about the things that I don't like about this backpack. The things are few, but definitely things to consider when getting this backpack. One of the biggest things, this thing's been sticking out here this entire video, and you probably were wondering, well, why didn't he talk about whatever this thing is? Well, this is the extended selfie stick from Insta360, and basically this is a 3 meter or 9 foot long extendable selfie stick, and I use this with the Insta360 X3. Now, one of the things that I want to do on this is that when I'm walking around, I want to have essentially like a drone shot following me, but without having the drone. And you can do that with the Insta360 X3 or any of the Insta360s that have the ability to make this selfie stick invisible. Now, the issue with this backpack and this selfie stick is that when I want to try and do that, right now I have this little bungee right here, okay? But when this is in here, there's no way to cinch it down. Even if I have this and I try and tighten it all the way down, well, that's gonna put it right up against the side here and it's gonna go straight up. Whereas I want it angled just a little bit back. What I would really like is these side pouches here. They're magnetic to open and close. So I'll take this out. So they're magnetic and they to close, so they hug the backpack real tight so they aren't going out when you're walking around and stuff like that, and make it look nicer, right? One thing that I wish they would have done on this backpack is put some sort of strap or attachment on here that would actually have this be squeezed down. So if I wanted to make this even tighter, this whole pouch tighter, I could. So even if there was like a little thing on the back here where you could cinch it down or something like that, that's the only thing that I wish they would have done differently on this outside. So like I said, I have this little bungee thing that I've attached to the front of the backpack here, and then what I do is I just pull this over here, and then that keeps it mostly in there. It's still gonna have some play, but it goes back to the position that I want it at. Now, the other thing I don't like about this backpack, the price. The price of this is quite high. Luckily, like I said at the beginning of this video, I got this for free, but Nomatic is not paying me to do this video. I just made some good friends when I was at WPPI and I got this bag, but the price is up there. I bought a Tenba bag with my own money, which was almost as much as this, but it's bigger, rolls, all that good stuff for my lighting stuff, and it was almost as much as this. So it's a little high on the price. The other thing with this is that you have to configure it however you want and pay extra for every configuration. So like these straps, okay, just this pair of straps I think was like 10 bucks or 15 bucks. I think it was $15 for 2 straps. So for these things from them, from Nomatic, it was like $15. And then all of the dividers on the inside is even more money. So depending on how you want to configure this, I got just the one large pouch in the big spot here. And then I think it came with like 6 or 8 individual dividers. But yeah, if you need any extra, if you've got a lot of small stuff that you're going to be putting in here, you're going to want to buy extras. But play with it, because I ended up getting more dividers than I really needed, and so I'm using some of those in the little sling bag that I got from Nomatic as well. I'm going to do a whole other video on that, but this one is just specifically on this Nomatic bag. So the Peter McKinnon 25 liter backpack, it's expensive, but it's high quality, and I really, really like this bag. I was gonna buy this bag anyways, so the fact that I got it for free was just a bonus, but I was going to spend my own money on this bag. So that's how much I liked the bag and I really wanted it. So this is the Peter McKinnon 25 liter backpack. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll answer any questions you might have. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a little review on the small sling bag that is a Peter McKinnon as well. I really like that as well, and I'll talk more about that in that video. So subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Like the video, comment any questions you might have, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Josh with Shua Photography.